Week 3 is behind us. That means we need to turn our attention to week 4. Here are 5 moves to make heading into the next week of the fantasy season. To kick it off, move number 1, go out and add Rico Dowdle in your Dynasty leagues. Right now, he's available in 50% of leagues, and I don't fully understand why, because so often, right, we talk about just go and add any handcuff that's available in your league, because guys go down. You get bye-week fill-ins. You get people to pay up because they're in a pinch and their starter's gone, right? Contenders lose people as we get closer and closer to the playoffs. The same logic applies here. Rico Dowdle has become the very clear-cut and obvious RB2 in Dallas. That means should Tony Pollard go down, Rico Dowdle is going to be an RB2. Like, it looks that way, especially we saw it again this week against Arizona. He looked good in the run game. He looked really good in the pass game. They've held him for several years, and I think we're starting to see why. He looks the part of a potential, fill-in starter in the NFL. If Tony Pollard misses any kind of time, he becomes an immediate starter in a high-powered offense that is committed to running the ball and targeting the running back. So Dowdle, available in 50% of leagues, doesn't make any sense. That should really be near 100%. Now, move number 2, it's probably equally as uninspiring, but that is go out and add Jameis Winston. If you just lost Derek Carr or you're looking for a QB3 entering your bye weeks, Jameis Winston is capable of being that guy. I mean, we've seen it time and time again with him. Now, we're not going to get like Jameis from Tampa. I think that's gone. But with Chris Olave, Michael Thomas, you get Alvin Kamara back, you have Juwan Johnson, Rashid Shaheed. That offense can do some damage if he's getting, a couple weeks of practice. Derek Carr is going to miss anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. Those are reports with an AC sprain. That means Jameis is a viable QB2 and think in basically any matchup. He's out there in 71% of leagues. You need to be adding Jameis in all of your Superflex leagues. Now, before we get to move number 3, if you want 2 additional moves, call it 7 moves to make, go ahead, check out the DLF YouTube membership, guys. We add extra videos every single week there pretty much, especially during the season and into the offseason. Think rookie content, think buy sells. A whole mess of stuff. So check that out, guys, underneath the bonus content tier, the DLF YouTube membership. Now, move number 3, if you roster DeVon Achane, you need to be putting him on the trade block and seeing what kind of offers come in. Now, I'm not saying you need to trade him. I don't think that's like you have to sell high here. But throw him on the trade block and see what people are willing to give up, because we've all played Dynasty, or a lot of us have probably played Dynasty long enough to know people overreact to everything. It is a guarantee. It is the nature of playing fantasy football. So coming off of arguably one of the best days a running back has ever had in the history of fantasy, you might get some insane offers. I can almost guarantee somebody's going to trade 2 firsts for DeVon Achane. That is going to find its way onto Twitter. It's almost bound to happen because people overreact. So if I can get a first plus, I'm talking a significant plus on top, I'll sell Achane. That's fine. So come and get him. So again, if you have him, I think you just have to kick the tires. It doesn't mean you need to accept a deal. Don't sell low. That doesn't make any sense at this point. But a first plus, that's worth, again, thinking about moving him. Now, move number 4 is basically the opposite, and that is go send out offers for Garrett Wilson, right? Garrett Wilson was a highly coveted asset coming into the season, and rightfully so. Not only did he have a spectacular rookie year, he's hyper talented, he earns a crap ton of targets, but he was tied to Aaron Rodgers. So he was a perfect ad for contenders, rebuilders, middle of the road teams, didn't matter. You wanted Garrett Wilson. Well, now, if he's on those contending rosters, he's not that attractive of an asset for this season. And if they're really thinking contender, you might be able to steal Garrett Wilson, right? What used to be probably a borderline untouchable asset, there's a window here, because as long as Zach Wilson is under center, Garrett Wilson's going to be a back-end wide receiver 2, high-end wide receiver 3, just because Zach Wilson's terrible. Go send out Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams, Keenan Allen, all of those types of dudes with picks attached, and try to get a Garrett Wilson from a contender. Now, go and try and steal Garrett Wilson from him. I think this is the time to do it. Now, to close us out, guys, move number 5, go and send out offers for Luke Musgrave. Luke Musgrave has been kind of a forgotten tight end, and I think Addison and I have talked about this on a couple of live streams, where he's an athletic second-round tight end, but has been overshadowed by Kincaid and Darnell Washington somehow, Sam Laporta, all of those names that people were a little bit more excited about. Well, Luke Musgrave has quietly gone out, put up a 15% target share through the first 3 weeks, and honestly, he should have had a much, much bigger stat line in basically every game. Jordan Love has missed him wide open down the field several times. You're looking at a guy that could be the leading scorer among rookie tight ends by a wide margin if Jordan Love just didn't miss him several times. So Luke Musgrave is close. He's this close to really just kind of blowing up for fantasy. He's becoming a borderline weekly redraft, like a good upside play. So if that's the case, I'm going to go kick the tires in Dynasty. Now, I don't think you have to give up a 2024 second, but I've seen him move for a 2025 second and a 2024 third. I'm fine with that. Given how just barren the Dynasty tight end landscape is, I'm fine. Luke Musgrave has shown enough athleticism, flashes, involvement in the offense for me to say maybe he is just a cheap version of Sam Laporta or Dalton Kincaid. That's fine. Kick the tires on Luke Musgrave before it's too late, and I think that time is coming soon. All right, guys, that is all I have for you. Again, if you like this video, you want 2 more moves to make, check out the DLF membership. Also, if you have questions, comments, drop them down below. As always, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time.